Have you ever wondered how we all might live in the future? About 75 miles north of Phoenix, there is an experiment taking place that might provide a model for a better way of living.
I like to think of Arcosanti as or arcology as the ultimate growth boundary, where you have a very dense, compact urban life set amidst wildness.
Mary Hoadley has been at Arcosanti since the beginning.
Right. I arrived at Arcosanti in Scottsdale on June 6, 1970, which was the first year that construction was going to start up here at Arcosanti. And I originally came for just a 2-week visit, and it was so captivating that I never left. We're not saying we have the answer here, but we're trying to just build an alternative possibility and test it to see if it would work better. Because of course our theory is that we'll use less energy, waste less of people's time, make more of the good things of the urban environment accessible to everyone, not just those with the means to afford it, so that the whole life of it in the urban center can be uplifted. What people seem to want are urban amenities in a rural environment. And the only way that you can get those is to accept the D word. The D word is the dirty word, you know, in Phoenix, density. People are afraid of density. And I really feel that one of the things Arcosanti as a prototype will hope to show that you can have dense living, you know, like you have dense living in New York or dense living in Paris or in Rome, that you can have dense living that is wonderful living, and it's the kind of life that people would want, not would shun. And I think that's really our mission here, is to try to rehabilitate the D word.
If Arcosanti is dense, don't think it's not beautiful. In the middle of high Arizona desert, Arcosanti has an oasis effect on people who visit or live here.
Paolo's tried to Mediterraneanize our landscaping a little because he loves the Italian cypress, which gives a beautiful vertical accent. And then the olive is just his favorite tree because one is drought tolerant, it's evergreen, it's food producing. And then they provide a beautiful shade.
One of the first things you'll notice at Arcosanti are the bells. In the gift shop, there are hundreds of bells, some bronze, some clay. As you walk around Arcosanti, bells are everywhere.
The bell production has been the little economic engine, right, that's kept us going. In fact, between Arcosanti and Arcosanti, our two foundries produce over 50,000 bells a year and almost $2 million gross in bell sales.
Artisans work Monday through Friday pouring molten bronze into special molds. A mixture of clay and sand is formed using compressed air. The result is soft enough to mold, hard enough to hold. Designs are carved into the bells by the artisans to help make each bell one of a kind. All work takes place under the watchful eye of the master himself. At 83 years of age, Paolo Soleri still has his hand in the day-to-day operation of Arcosanti. He conducts weekly School of Thought sessions with students, where he answers questions about his work and theories. Students travel from all over the world to discover Arcosanti and the central theory behind it. Arcology, a mixture of architecture and ecology. Some have referred to Arcosanti as an attempt at utopia, a label Soleri firmly rejects.
Utopia speaks about perfection. So a group of people somehow gets together and they decide that they have something very important to say, which is perfection. So they move out somewhere and they build utopia. It's an incredibly naive notion and also damaging because, number one, it doesn't consider the fact that we are dependent on everything. So a little perfection here is dependent from all the imperfections surrounding it, so it's not really perfection. It can be, in fact, parasitic. So forget about utopia.
After 32 years, Arcosanti sits a little over 3% complete, based on its original design. But help has arrived.
We have an Italian contractor and engineer now on site. that in September they will come with a crew and they will really build the project.
Antonio Fragiacomo is one of the Italians spearheading the new effort. He first learned of Arcosanti as a college student.
When I was an architectural student, 1974, I had a magazine, an architectural magazine in my hands with beautiful pictures from the desert of Arizona where Paolo was building. I still have that number, it's Parametro, and the title was Arcosanti Superstar. And I think it's still a superstar because the philosophy of Paolo is even more urgent now than at that time.
This new approach is called the Italian Project, an infusion of talent from Italian and Swiss universities, and perhaps most significant, professional builders who will get things done in a matter of months instead of years or decades. The Italian Project marks a big change. Paolo Soleri has personally managed every aspect of Arcosanti through his life.
We would like to. We are getting more connected with the surroundings because people are beginning to think that maybe we have something to offer.
The foundation needs to become something different. Right now it is an organization built on Paolo and supported by Paolo. We are looking for a different frame.
Construction of Arcosanti has progressed slowly, deliberately, and at a pace that makes it unlikely Paolo Soleri will live to see its completion. But his experiment will live on with the promise the Italian project brings, with the core of devoted people living here, and with the fundamental merit inherent in Paolo Soleri's theories.